Welcome back to Gina's Gems, where you get to meet the team behind the scenes. Here with me today is Alex Hoffman, one of our senior financial leaders out of our Philadelphia office. Alex is here to share some gems with us relative to the ever-evolving complexities of statutory plans. Great to have you here. And before we get into it, I'd love for you to share a quick fun fact about yourself, if you don't mind.
So for those tuning in and know me, they might ask why I have a full beard in November as opposed to my traditional mustache for November, which is a charity organization that raises awareness for men's health issues. My wife and I just had twins about 6 months ago. And as I grew my beard out to get ahead of the mustache, I found that they really enjoy playing and pulling on it. So I'm going to keep it for the time being.
Nice. See, now that you're a parent, you do anything for your kids, right?
Oh, they're my real bosses now.
I believe that. So, Alex, you and I have talked quite a bit about this. Improving the employee experience is a top priority for large employers now more than ever, especially in the post-COVID era. In fact, 92% of employers say that enhancing the employee experience will be a priority over the next 3 years. So when it comes to filing a leave claim, the experience is generally far from seamless. And there can be a difference if an employer has a self-funded plan versus a state plan. Can you expand a little bit on that and tell me, what are you seeing in the marketplace?
Yes, I think let's take a step back. When an employee has to file a leave, obviously, if they are in a statutory state where there is a mandated paid disability or leave program, they're potentially going to have to file that claim in multiple areas. They're going to have to send medical to multiple areas. At this time, an employee could be stressed. They might have just had a new baby, or they're expecting a new baby and flustered. They might be going into a surgery and be scared about that. So by having them have additional work to file these claims can actually just include a little bit more stress on them. There are opportunities to streamline this. An employer can, based on their industry, demographics, personal experience, explore the options of either going to a fully insured program through a vendor, or they can take that risk internally and actually go to a private or self-funded program where an employee will then have more of a streamlined experience. They can file that through one vendor or TPA at time of leave.
So if an employer is contemplating leaving a state program for a private or fully insured plan, what do you see as the potential pitfalls and successes? Can you save money by moving to state plans, and how does that impact the employee experience?
It really comes to each individual employer and each individual state. And so you have to review your program to say, what does my industry and demographics, as we mentioned earlier, look like, as well as how is my program running? And then what are the contribution maximums of each state? You really have to look at what is the potential contributions coming in versus the paid leave going out, and make that decision. Is it advantageous for me as an employer to go down this path where I am helping my employees, but I don't want to create too much cost for myself?
Right, absolutely. So before I let you go, are there any specific examples of work you've done for a client that you can share with us?
There are. So I was in San Francisco for a little while in the insurance business, and I have personally implemented California VDI plan. So that's a private plan in the state of California, where employers or an employer in their unique instance was able to not only implement a private plan from an employee experience perspective, they were able to enhance that program from the state mandated 60-70% up to 100%, which was a match of their employer paid programs on STD, parental leave, family care leave. So not only were they able to streamline the employee process, they were actually able to save money for themselves as well.
Amazing. So a win-win. We always like to hear that. Well, thank you, Alex, for joining us today. You provided some really valuable information and insight. Appreciate it. For any of you who joined us today, thanks for being here. Come back in 2 weeks for our next episode. Until then, we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, Alex.
Thanks for having me.